Welcome back to the 12 Days of Whiskey. I am Baloney. Today is day 10, which means we've got 3 days left, and these whiskeys are my top 3 whiskeys of 2023, starting with Bomberger's Declaration. Bomberger's Declaration from 2023. This is this year's batch, coming out of the Michter's Distillery, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 108 proof. It is bottle number 2,385 out of 2,650. This is Michter's limited edition release, honoring the history of their distillery. It is the sister or twin release with Shanks that's back there. So John Shanks was the original owner of Shanks Distillery, which turned into Bomberger's Distillery, which then in the 20th century turned into Michter's Distillery. So that's their homage to the history of their whiskey. And both Shanks and Bombergers are some of my favorite releases each and every year. So this year, I got a little bit history, a little bit of information for you guys. So a portion of this whiskey is aged in Chinkapin oak. I'm never going to get that right. The oak used for the aging was naturally air dried and seasoned for 3 years before being toasted and charred to the exact specifications of Master of Maturation Andrea Wilson. Malted rye was also used for the production of this bourbon. So if you guys remember from my previous video with the Michter's barrel strength toasted barrel rye, I called Michter's Distillery the kings and queens of toasted finished bourbons or whiskeys. And this is no different. They know what they're doing. They have exact specifications of what they want to do with each and every release. And they spare no expense and no time. I mean, just for the fact that they air dried their barrels for 3 years before using them for this whiskey says something. They're not cutting any corners. They're not doing anything, to cheat you, if you will. If you guys see this, I already have it poured. Look at how dark that is. That is almost like there's like a red, like wine color to it, but it's more amber, dark brown. And just from the nose, this thing, the reason I had it in my 10 days of whiskey or 12 days of whiskey, last year I talked about the holiday toast being one of my favorite whiskeys during Christmas. And now this year, this might be it. This is going to be what I'm drinking Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. It's really fall and winter in a glass. I get a bunch of cranberry straw, like cranberry raisin. There's a little bit of cinnamon and oak and molasses. It smells like a winter, like a warm winter's night. Does that make any sense? It does to me. Yeah, it's really complex. The mouthfeel is fantastic, by the way. Really complex, really waves of all kinds of different things. I get dark red fruits like strawberry jam or even cranberry jam. There's like a layer of graham cracker. So if you put like a jam on a graham cracker, I get a lot of that. There's a little bit of like coffee grounds to it. I don't know if that's from the Chinkapin oak. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I don't know if it's from that specific oak. It's really interesting and really different. Um, and then waves of caramel, vanilla, the classic bourbon notes, but it's fall and winter in a glass. The finish, there's like a little bit of cinnamon to it, a little bit of nutmeg to it. The oak is there. And then caramel, there's like a caramel bomb at the end. Really complex, really rich. I've talked about Michter's being one of my favorite distilleries, and I mean, this is the reason why they really know what they're doing. The 108 proof drinks much lower than 108. Really, really easy sipping for such a complex and like different, just wave and flavor profile. So yeah, there's not much else to say other than Bombergers. Both Bombergers and Shanks every year it's rare that they miss. If you find it at a store or at a bar or restaurant, feel free to try it because they are really, really good bottles of whiskey. And that's why Bomberger's 2023 is in my top 3 whiskeys of the year. Before I let you go, I'm going to hit you with that same ad we've been playing because it's important to us.
It's the holiday season, and finding the perfect gift can always be stressful. If you have a picky dad or a drunk uncle you can't find a gift for, then give the gift of bourbon. Bourbon makes a great Christmas gift, and the bums have you covered. Stop by Greene Valley Wine and Spirits in Bolingbrook and get a bottle ASAP. Our 9-year Knob Creek bourbon, our 8-year Knob Creek rye, and our NULU toasted wheated will have you feel like you're sitting in front of the Yule log, making you all warm and toasty on the insides. So don't give the same boring gift card this year. Give the gift your whole family will love. Whiskey from the Bourbon Bums.
Thank you so much to everybody watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, all of that fun stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow for my top 2 whiskeys of the year, leading off to my whiskey of the year. Cheers, everybody. Thanks.